Chapter 10. Every day, through all frustration and despair, love and hate fight with burning hearts, till legends live and man is God again, and self-preservation rules the day no more. Killing Joke, Coleman, Raven, et al., 1985. As Jennifer, Eva and Bex made their way down a corridor to the large meeting chamber, they said nothing verbally, but their minds were buzzing with words, pictures and emotions. Jennifer summarised it all with a rhetorical
"What the fuck?"
just as they entered the room. It was full of Lilithers, all focused on the threesome as they entered. Jennifer stepped up to the dais and scanned all present, which made her even more alarmed. If any one of her sisters was responsible for the horde of vampires in the village, she would know, not even a hint. She went on to communicate the recent developments to the Order. Nichols could feel the pressure of Deepak's shoulders against him, growing in intensity as he backed against the surrounding vampire crowd. Grammy Essie was still howling, spittle from her twisted mouth in every direction, her grandkids and others all baying for the two men's blood, skin and bones. It was clear to Nichols that the vampires would surge at any moment, and it was dawning on Deepak. The gun slipped from the professor's jacket outer pocket, and he raised it to aim directly at the crazed grandmother, and with no hesitation he pulled the trigger. The bullet ploughed through her forehead, the back of her skull exploding outwards, head snapping back, and her body flying back in recoil. All the vampires suddenly went silent, shocked, looking at Grammy Essie's crumpled figure on the ground. Nichols didn't wait, grabbing Deepak and running towards the gate, car park and his Jaguar. Neither looked back. Jennifer had concluded what she, Eva and Bex had witnessed. She felt a slight twinge of sorrow that Beck's investiture had to wait after her father's slaying, but there would be time enough, hopes be, to Lilith. The import of what Jennifer communicated was clear to all the Lilithers, except perhaps Sarah, who was thinking about another child from their larder. But that was Sarah. Some other vampire, outside of the Order, had invaded and initiated transitions in the village. All the Lilithers knew this was forbidden, to avoid any risk to their refuge and them. So who and why had they done this? What was their motive? Only male vampires could transition humans, and only a few of them. The father slaying was a refutation of this need for a male to initiate potential Lilithers, to reinforce their generational link back to Lilith and the Elder Ones. No one knew why the Elder Ones could not transition. It was lost in the mists of antiquity, and none of them would ever speak of it. So what was a male vampire doing here, initiating such an outbreak? As the vampire horde surged across the cemetery, Nichols and Deepak were seated in the surging car, gravel spraying like stone confetti behind them as the church receded in their rear view.
Willem, Professor, Willem, she killed him. Oh my, what is this insanity?
Deepak whispered in between sobs and breaths.
Well, Deepak, looks like we ain't in Kansas anymore.
Nichols retorted.
It would seem that some of the myths and legends do hold some truth. Fuckity fuck.
he concluded. Flicking his glance to the mirrors and the road ahead, it looked like they may have escaped by the skin of their teeth. Vampire teeth, he thought to himself grimly. He continued to keep the accelerator floored, the car's rear intermittently fishtailing right and left, but keeping traction on the tarmac in the direction of the university. Nichols had no illusions it would be safe for long, but they could at least regroup and formulate next steps. Jennifer, Eva, Bex, and a small number of their sisters were huddled together after the main meeting. Sarah was attending to them with certain delicacies, an entreating expression on her face, hungering for another child to keep her amused before devouring it. The restive group were considering the evidence they had and steps they could take. The majority were pushing for contacting the elder ones, seeking guidance, and maybe even more strength. Jennifer was hesitant, but she recognised her minority position. Whatever they did, it was agreed time was not on their side already. Look forward to Catch a Soul 2, Samael's Revenge, to continue the story.